Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Great to have you here. Thank you for watching. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the Wide Bay area on the east coast of Australia. So today I will be filming a video for the Colour Inspiration Challenge number 190. We've got a beautiful monochromatic colour scheme, basic beige crumb cake and Cajun craze. Absolutely love the inspiration photo. And the guest designer for this challenge is Yvonne. So yeah, if you're not part of the group on Facebook, please do go over there. If you're not a member, you can ask to join, but you will need to answer a few questions just to know that you are a real person, and once you're there, please be inspired by all the lovely projects that the team do. Okay, so this lovely monochromatic look. Cajun Craze isn't one I reach for a lot, but I must say that I really enjoyed it using it this time around. I will show you my card. It uses the Extraordinary Flora bundle. So a little bit of stamping, a little bit of colouring with our inks and a blender pen. And then I've brought in the early espresso just as a, just to stamp the sentiment there. And the brushed brass butterflies. I'm just trying to remember if that's how it is. Yep, brushed brass, yeah, I got it right the first time. Brushed brass butterflies, they are still available in the annual catalogue. And the little gold embellishment here is the frame is the foiled frames and labels, and they come in an ephemera pack. Linen thread, the DSP in the background. Let me just move that aside. The DSP that I'm using in the background comes from the Country Lace 12 by 12 papers. It's a lovely stack of delicate designs in that. So yes, I've used Extraordinary Flora, both the stamp set and the dies. We'll need to do some die cutting. And for my sentiment, this one, for my original, I've used Thinking of You. And I kind of felt like it could be a great little sympathy card, or, you know, if you've got a friend going through a hard time, it would be lovely just to post that off to them. So I've used that, but this time around I thought I might just do a little simple hello on this card. All right, now I'll put those aside. What I will do is I'll go through all my bits and pieces, because I have done a little bit in advance, like I always do, just to try and make it a bit quicker for everyone. But please do, I won't be offended if you decide to fast forward a bit, especially while I'm colouring. All right, so a strip with my sentiment, and I have made it longer than what I actually need, because what I'll do is I'll actually fiddle around and see exactly where I need it to go. So I normally, well, I don't normally, but when I think of it, that's how I normally stamp my sentiments, especially if they're on a strip. Okay. I've got my card base, and then for the inside of my card, I have a piece of crumb cake and then a piece of basic white. You could go to, I thought of vanilla, but then I thought, no, it's a bit, might clash a bit with the crumb cake. So I just went with vanilla. Oh, you can just leave it plain if you like, but what I did is I added a little, I had one of these little images left over, so I've just glued that into the corner. And that leaves you plenty of room there to write your message. All right, so my crumb cake is cut 1/4 of an inch smaller on 2 sides than my card base, and I do work in inches. That's how I create. And then the white, I've gone down 1/8 of an inch on 2 sides, and that will give me a tiny 1/16 of an inch border, and then 1/8 of an inch border for the inside. And I'll do, and then for the front of my card, I think this is just 1/8 of an inch on 2 sides. Let me bring that down. I don't know whether, once again, I'm fighting the sun here this afternoon. I had meant to do it this morning, this video, but life just got in the way. So here I am. All right, so that's a little 1/8 of an inch, which gives you a teeny tiny 1/16 of an inch border. My strip is 1/2 an inch and however long, and then I'm going to literally slide it to wherever it needs to be. I'll put up that there. So I will find it again. Now in this pack, what happens is that you get a label. Okay, so this is your label. You get your label, and then you get a frame. Let me see if I can pull this off without creating too many creases. So there's our frame, and that's what we're going to use. I just like being able to see the background, but you know, feel free to use the white label. All right, so let me pick those up, and to start with, I might actually glue some of these pieces down, otherwise I'm going to get myself into all sorts of trouble. Okay, so just a teeny tiny border all the way around, and then I'm not even going to screw that lid on because I'm going to be needing that again. And then we're going to put that in there. Okay, I'll even go ahead and do this. I'm not quite sure. I might go, because one side of my paper is just a little bit more coloured, lighter than the other. I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up. Okay, and I'm going to add just the tiniest drop of glue, which is all you really need with the Tombow multi-purpose glue. And we're going to try and get this straight with there. All right. Will I glue that on? I might just glue that on as well, and then we can maybe arrange. Might be easier just to arrange all my flowers. There. I think you could just see if I can persuade this to come this way a little bit more. I don't think so, because I didn't put a lot of glue on there. Okay. All right. So there's our card, most of our card done, or assembled. We just need to now, I've got my frame. I need to put those away. Now I have stamped this. I used, so this it's quite a large stamp, and I've put this onto the F block. Yes, the F block, and that has been stamped in crumb cake just to give it a little bit of definition. You could do tone on tone, basic beige, on basic beige. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of ink. I don't think you can get this one anymore, but I love using it as a palette when I'm there's our Cajun craze, and you will need a blender pen. Now you can buy these in a pack of 3. They come in a pack of 3, and it's filled with this lovely clear liquid. And I'm just making sure, that I do have it's plenty moist enough. And all we're going to do now is basically color our image. Now basic beige does throw a little bit greenish, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to take advantage of that and use that for the majority of my leaves. Maybe I can't remember how I did this. I'm not being too precious, so I'm starting at the base of the leaf and then pulling that color out so you have a lighter tip. Picking up my color. Basic beige is one of the easier colors because it's light. It's very forgiving. So I should have done some of this in advance, but I didn't. Anyway, I might do them a different color just for a little bit of variation. Kind of like to leave that end leaf just a little bit lighter. Okay. Oops, that's a flower. I want to welcome all my new subscribers too. I've had a bit of an influx recently, and it's lovely to have you join me. Also, a big thank you to all my regular viewers. You guys are also amazing. And you are amazing. Never forget that, guys. Just seeing what's happening here. There's lots of leaves on this. Okay, is that... Oh, these two here. I like to go just a little bit darker where it goes underneath the petal. Because that's where I'm not quite sure what's happening here, whether this is a leaf or a petal, but it's a leaf now. All right, the other leaves I think I might go with crumb cake. All right, so you have to remove this color before you move on to the next one, although it's being basic beige, it's quite light, and all you got to do is just run it over your paper, any paper, until it goes clear. I not quite sure what I'm doing here, but we'll do. I've kind of gone. All right, now this is going to be a little bit less forgiving, but same deal. So we're going to start darker at the base and then come out lighter towards the tip. That's the theory. Same with these guys. If it's too dark, you can just easily take off some of that color by scribbling on your paper. Okay, these ones here, this might be a bit dark. Just pulling that color out. Just adding a little bit more near the stem just to give it a little bit of dimension. So the colour does settle, and these are very relaxed images, so you really don't need to be too precise with your colouring. Okay, I'm going to colour these guys. Upside down. I just find it a bit easier. Okay. Whoops. You still with me, guys? I'm concentrating, so I'm not chatting a great deal. That's what happens. Okay. Now I think in this card here, I also coloured these larger flowers just for something, and I think maybe, yeah, I did these ones too. So once again, starting at the base and then working out so it's a little bit lighter at the tips, and I can go in again and add more colour. Okay, and this guy here. I like to go a little bit darker. Let's see if I can get this where there would be a shadow. And that will pull or push that bottom petal into the background. Okay. Sorry for the kitchen noise. I have both my fellas home at the moment. One has decided to have lunch. Okay, all right. Those ones. And I think I did this guy here too, but I don't think I actually used him. And all I'm doing is pretty much just following the circles, colouring in the direction of those marks there. Very relaxed. Okay, there we go. And I want to do the centers of these while I've got this colour out. Oh, I think I did those ones. Once again, nothing too fancy. All right. Last but not least, we're going to do the Cajun craze. I'm going to do those centers. Okay. This worries me a little bit because it's such a strong colour. But doing this technique, it just, I don't know, it just gives it a whole new shade. It is strong though, so you need to probably go lightly to start with and then go back in if you want to add a little bit more. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go. So go in lightly. I'm going to actually use the colour that's already there. And then literally pick up a little bit more and just go around the middle, the centre. All right, use the colour that's already there. You can see where you start. That's hilarious. Okie doke. How much have I got on here? Okay. Now please do fast forward. I struggle editing my own videos, so it will there we go. It is meant to be a watercoloured look. Is that everything? Flowers? Oh no, these guys. Bit of colour in there. And I think that's it. Okay. I'm going to put that out the road and hopefully I won't get messy. I'm just going to now scribble off my pen until it goes clear. And I think that's pretty much it. Here's the lid. All right. Now we need to die cut this. I'm going to grab some washi tape. And then you line it up oh so carefully. I might just grab my second piece as well. And try and get this all lined up. All right. Just come down, that's it. All right. I will do this off camera though, guys, because it's going to wobble my table. All right, so you've got a base plate 1, plate 2, your first clear plate, and then we're going to put the clear over the top. And then it's just a matter of arranging how you want them to actually go. Where's my, so there's my original card. So I kind of went with this guy up the side. This guy here. And I look for contrasts in design and in color. All right, so we've got these crumb cake leaves and that are kind of like the rounder leaf, and then we've got this what's the basic beige, which is like a longer leaf. Because that's how things become noticeable to the eye. All right, that guy's on top, so I'll leave that. And I think I had maybe bring this up a bit more out here, because then I want to put my hello across here, and then the next bits kind of come down here. All right, creating contrasts. That guy's going to go there, and I think I then put all these flowers 1, 2, 3, and then I had a flower in there, and maybe that guy across there is like that. All right, something like that. And then these bits can go on the inside if we like. All right. So I'm going to kind of glue these in. I'm not promising it's going to be exactly the same. You have to remember that it's Hallmark, it's not Hallmark, it's handmade. So no two cards are going to be exactly the same. Totally unique. I think I might just pull that one up a bit. I'm not using dimensionals here. I will put the sentiment. Okay. Just trying to work out whether I might just pull you up a bit and twist you up a bit. Like that. And then yep. Maybe I should just put this one, a smaller one. That might be a better idea. And then we're going to go like this. All right. Just go up in under there for me, please. Oh, I kind of want, where's my pokey tool? I kind of want him to twist around a bit more. Maybe come down a bit more. Right. I had another. This guy can kind of go here. Oops. And then right, so what I'm looking at is this diagonal kind of shape happening. All right, now I'm just going to move you out the road because I can see you putting glue in places I don't want. Dimensionals. Okay. Now, I might just trim. I kind of want the hello to be in there amongst all the flowers. So I'll just snip that off roughly. And I had a dimensional on my finger. Where did you go? Here. Now use as many dimensionals as you like. If you're posting it, you might want to add more rather than less. The last thing we want is to have things flatten out and not looking great when it gets there. Oh, come on. Thank you. Just a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to go slightly, but still part of the, I still want it part of the flowers, the arrangements that's there. And turn it over and we'll just trim it off flush. There's that. We need this guy on here, and I'm going to add, where's my mini dimensionals now? I'll get some mini dimensionals and we'll just add a few minis. We'll work out where you're going to go. So kind of like that. Put one under here. Where else do I need one under? Do I need one under? That other flower's all totally covered up in there. That one, I think that's, yeah, that'll do. And I'll put a little bit of glue. You're not even going to see this guy. But that's okay. I do have this fun. Can I sneak that one in there? I'm trying to really persuade that one to come up. And I'm going to just sneak him on top. There we go. Oh, are you still with me, guys? I think that's pretty much it. Last thing is a little bit of linen thread. Now all I've gone and done for this bow is literally, I got a little bit, maybe folded it in half, create a loop, and then I always tie my bows without cutting it off my roll, and that's my ribbons as well. I just find that I'm a bit of a Scrooge like that. All right, I'm not putting that back in there. I need some glue dots. It probably, at the end of the day, it probably doesn't save really that much. But I'm a product of my upbringing. So, oops. And I'm going to try and get this under here with, oh, come on. Is there even a glue dot on there? I don't know if there is. Okay. Let's try again. So I'm going to, of course, there's a I put a dimensional there, didn't I? Can I really persuade you, thank you, to pop up? And I'm going to just... all fingers and thumbs here. I kind of want to bend this around. So it's under there like so. There we go. Right, if you run your tails through your between your fingernail and your finger, you kind of can straighten those out. You know, you might prefer to have them a little bit twirly. And we'll just separate those. Oh, come on. And I'll just trim them off a little bit. Right. And last but not least, we will put on our butterflies. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for for hanging around. If you are new to my channel, please do say hello in the comments. I would love to meet you. It's always nice to meet new friends. Please do share too, guys. If you think you have some friends or that might like this video, or you can even, if you click on that, I'll get a big one. If you click on that share arrow, you can even share it to Pinterest. There we go. I kind of want this. I pressed down on him, so I don't know whether he's going to come off. Can I persuade you just to, yeah, move over this way? Thank you. Just to get that triangle happening. There we are. Oh, yeah, so please do. And a thumbs up would be a great way to, it's always appreciated. It's a nice way of supporting my little paper craft business. And it doesn't cost anything. That's the best part. If you'd like to subscribe, that will help you find me down the track with any other videos that I will have in the future. All right, so there's our card. There's the original. Not quite the same, but using the same. The layout here is a little bit different, but that's okay. So these were our colours. Basic Beige Crumb Cake and Cajun Craze. Sentiment was stamped in Early Espresso. I will have a full list of the products in the description box below. If you're interested in purchasing any of these, if you live in Australia and are interested in buying any of the products that I have demonstrated today, the product links will be included in the description below, and it will take you direct to my online store, and you can just add it to your cart, and you can go purchase it. If you have any questions, please, you can either email me or message me. And I will have a blog post set up with this. So my only thing is that I don't normally do measurements on things due to the fact that we've got in some parts of the world we use metric, and then in others we use imperial, and then those like me in the metric system prefer to use the inches. So it can be a little bit frustrating. So I normally just do my card base and then stagger down my layers as I feel they need to be. All right, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your time. Please do share this out with your friends. It would be wonderful if I could slowly increase my subscriptions up to 600. I'm getting closer all the time, so it'd be wonderful if I could get a few up there and slowly get towards that magic mark. I don't know whether it makes any difference, but you know, you never know. All right, guys, bye for now, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Ta-da!